Hi, my name is Charlie. You can also call me the guitar boy. Today, we are going to be doing chemistry and we'll be treating the topic today, calculations and the relationship between number of particles, mole, and molar mass. I can as well change this one to relative mass. So we are talking about the same thing. The difference between molar mass and relative mass is just the way the way they are being expressed. They are expressed in different ways. In that molar mass is the mass of 1 mole of a chemical substance, and you also know that the mass of 1 mole of a chemical substance is the same thing as the relative mass of that substance. If you have not watched our previous video, you go and watch that particular topic, relative masses of chemical substance, and also the concept of mole. So make sure you watch that particular video and draw the relationship between mole and relative mass of chemical substance. So let's go straight to these particular questions we have on the board. So these particular questions we have on the board, the number one of it is a JAMB question 2012. This is number 3. You can go and check it. We have many. You can check from 2012 up to date. You have many similar questions like this. So this one is 2012. It says the question is how many atoms are present in 6.0 grams of magnesium? How many? Is it a dozen? Is it a mole? How many? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it 6? How many atoms? How many? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of magnesium are present in this gram? How many atoms are present in 6 grams of magnesium? In such a case, how do you solve it? You have to draw a relationship between number of particles, mole, and molar mass. Now, what is number of particles? The number of particles we are talking about here, you have to understand the concept of Avogadro's number. Like I told you, go and watch those videos, relative mass and concept of mole. The concept of Avogadro's number, you remember in that video we said Avogadro's number is 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23. That is what Avogadro's number of particles in 1 mole. So whenever we have 1 mole, we have 1 mole of a substance. We said that's why when we want to define a mole, we said a mole is a substance that contains Avogadro's number of particles. We say a mole is a substance that contains Avogadro's number of particles. When any substance, even if it's this marker, when it contains this number of marker, I will say it's 1 mole of marker. That is 1 marker, 2 marker, 3 marker, 4 marker, 5 marker, 6 marker. When it contains this number of markers, I will say it is 1 mole of marker. So that is what, just like dozen. We say when we have 12 particles, we say it's a dozen. The same thing here. Dozen and mole operate the same way. There's no difference about it. So that is how. So, and you know how we got this mole? We got it from relative mass. That's the relative mass of any substance has this number of particles. It is constant. That is why you call it Avogadro's constant. Once they tell you the relative mass of this substance is maybe magnesium that is 24. They say the relative mass of magnesium is 24. Just know that magnesium, we have this number of magnesium there. Because we just make sure you watch that video. Now let's solve this particular question now. Say how many atoms are present in 6 grams of magnesium? So you have to draw the relationship, the basic relationship between these 3, number of particles, mole, and molar mass first. Let us draw the relationship first. We will say 1 mole of magnesium give us, 1 mole, whenever we say 1 mole, it contains this number of particles, 0.6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23 particles. We said a mole is a substance that contains, 1 mole is a substance that contains Avogadro's number of particles. This is the number of particles. And it is its weight. 1 mole always contains the relative mass of that substance. What is the relative mass of magnesium? The relative mass of magnesium is 12, 24, So the relative mass of atom of magnesium is 24. So you see the relationship between mole, number of particles, and what relative mass. Once you get this, you understand this, you know this first, you understand it very well. Forget most calculations in chemistry will be easy for you to calculate. Now, in this case, you are not going to use the theory. We just draw two out. And how do you know you want to draw out? You check your question. If it is this or this, so for you to get your answer. Now, they say how many atoms, that is number of particles, which means you draw this one out. How many number of particles, you draw this one. How many atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, how many are present in 6 grams, that is the weight, the mass of that atom. You also draw this one out. This one you do not draw it out. You now say, since there is no space, since 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23 atoms of magnesium give us 24 grams of magnesium. 24 grams of magnesium. Therefore, S, because we want to calculate the number of particles, how many will give us this gram? That's the question now. How many? This one, I know this one before that. Whenever it is whenever I have the relative mass of that substance, it gives me this number. I know this before. Now, how many will this gram now give to us? I will now say S atoms of magnesium will give me 6.0 gram. That's 6 gram. So it says how many? Look at it. These atoms of magnesium give me this gram, 24 gram of magnesium. I don't know how many atoms that will give me 6 gram of magnesium, and that is why I want to calculate now. I will not cross. So this one is what I don't know, S. That's why I put S here. I don't know the number of atoms that will give me 6 gram. I will now say S. I want to calculate it. S atoms of magnesium will give me, you bring out this first. Whatever you have here, because this is the unknown, whatever you have here, use it to multiply this, divide by this. We now say 6.0 times 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23 all over 24. What do you now do from here? 6.0 times 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23 divided 24 will give us 1. So just divide, what you just do, just divide this by this. What you just times this by this, divide by 24. Leave this one first, 10 raised to power 23. When you do that, it will give you 1.505. That's after dividing this. Then you will now add this one to it, times 10 raised to power 23 atoms. So we need this number of atoms to give us 6 grams of magnesium. So if 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23 atoms give us 24 grams, therefore 1.505 times 10 raised to power 23 will give us 6 grams of magnesium. This is the answer to this number 1 question. So you see, it is very simple to calculate. It's just for you to understand the real chemistry. So this is the answer to this particular question. We are going to solve the next question now. The next question is how many moles? How many moles? This is moles. This one is not number of particles. This one says how many atoms, that is particles. How many moles? This one is not number of particles. This one is talking about, just like you say, how many dozen. You know, I said mole is operate like dozen. You have to know the difference. So how many moles, that is mole of oxygen, would contain 1.204 times 10 raised to power 24 molecules of oxygen. Now you have to draw the basic relationship like I did in that previous example. The basic relationship is that 1 mole 1 mole of oxygen molecule. This is oxygen molecule. This one is oxygen atom. 1 is oxygen atom. 2 is oxygen molecule. So the mass of one oxygen atom is 16 gram. That's the molar mass of one oxygen atom. But since it is 2 now, it will now be what? 16 plus 16, this is 30 what? 2 gram. So they said molecule. If they had said atom here, if they had used atom here, so you would have used, you will use 16 instead of 32. They said molecule, then you will use 32. So 1 mole of oxygen will give us 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23 molecules and 32 gram. I just explained that one atom is 16 to 32 gram of what? Oxygen molecule. So that is the basic relationship. The question now is for you to know is it these two you will draw down or these two you will draw down from the relationship. You will see that you draw mole is there, molecule is there. That is say how many moles of oxygen would contain this gram. This is number of particles, these molecules, that is 1 2 3 4 5 that contain this number of what? Molecule. You will now come, which means you are going to draw these two out because they did not ask you for mass. There is nothing like mass here, so you will not use this. Okay, but if they ask you for mass, you draw this one out, compare, you solve. So you now say, since 1 mole of oxygen give us 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23 molecules of oxygen, then S mole, because we don't know the mole that will give us this value. They said how many mole will give us this value. So we now say S mole, that's what we want to calculate. Because the question is how many moles will give us, that's the question. S mole of oxygen molecule will give us, that will give us this value, 1.204 times 10 raised to power what? 24. So very simple. When you cross, you now say S mole of oxygen molecule is equal to, then you use this one to times this one, divide by what you have here. You say 1 times 1.204 times 10 raised to power what? 24 all over 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23. Okay, times 10 raised to power 23. So with this, when you 1 times this will still give you the same thing. So just divide whatever you have here by what you have here. When you divide it, it will give you 0.2. It will give you 0.2. So 0.2. So you have already divided this by this. Then this one, you move this one up to now be times 10 raised to power what? 24. So once this one moves up, this power will not be turned to minus, times 10 raised to now be what? 24 minus 23. So you now have equal to 24 minus 23 will give you 24 minus 23 will give you 1, which is 0.2 times 10. So it will give you 1, 10 raised to power 1, which is the same thing as equal to 2 mole. 2 mole of what? Oxygen molecule. So the answer is what? 2 mole of oxygen molecule. So that is the answer. So you see how I solve this particular problem now. The answer is 2 mole of oxygen what? Molecule. Now, if you are in Edo State and you are looking for physical lecture, come to Fruitful Ground Tutorial. We are at Saple Road Bypass or Hawan, close to Belisima Junction. Come and join our physical classes. We have qualified teachers here at Fruitful Ground Tutorial. We'll teach you, and you can't just wait to have you with us at Fruitful Ground Tutorial. God bless you. We see you in the next video. Bye.